And leave it to contrarian badass Reggie Middleton.
Now, at the time, you were the only analyst in the world to mention that it would starve the banks.
Reggie Middleton, who nailed Facebook, by the way.
I mean, not to be impolite, but what makes you so special that they all want to read your blog?
I can step on toes and be objective and offensively honest.
Greetings, this is Reggie Middleton. I'm here to give a couple of quick thoughts on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and digital currencies in general. I'm going to have a global macro focus on a blog for the first quarter of 2014, and in particular, digital currencies, programmable currencies, cryptocurrencies, and their relation to the conventional currencies, the US dollar, euro, renminbi, yen, yuan, etc. There are a lot of misunderstandings. A lot of people look at currencies as either, God's gift to mankind or a bubble and Ponzi scheme. I've noticed there's a line of demarcation where you have a certain set over a certain age or from a certain demographic that first you may see is Ponzi, bubble. Then you have the younger set, the set that's more attuned and accustomed to things digital, the digital age. And that particular group is again bifurcated, but one half of that bifurcation is actually more acceptive to digital currencies, and the other half are, maybe a little on the edge. What I see with the digital currencies, particularly programmable currencies, an opportunity to upset the status quo and basically bring in a new age of efficiencies. In my opinion, in my not so humble opinion, digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, which is the most popular of them all, is to finance as the internet was to media and communication. So is Bitcoin in a bubble? As much as the internet was a bubble. Okay, if the internet could be considered a bubble, so can a Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin can't be considered a bubble, or the internet cannot be considered a bubble, then neither can Bitcoin. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly go over the returns to show everybody where this bubble talk came from. But before I do, I want to give an analogy of how I see Bitcoin and how to maybe elucidate, potentially educate, or maybe simply talk to those who scream bubble and scream Ponzi without necessarily taking a comprehensive look at what it is that we're dealing with. So imagine if Bitcoin, or let's forget Bitcoin, let's take it this way, start from the bottom, a grassroots perspective. Imagine if I had a car, okay, and that car went in price from, say, $2 to $1,200, or $20,000 to $1.2 million, okay, and it did so in the period of 2 years, okay, and that car, I was using the car and the car depreciated, or the car should have depreciated by normal means, but instead went up significantly in price. Would that car be considered bubblicious? If I tried to sell you that car for $1 million, knowing I only paid $20,000 a year and a half ago, would you consider this part and parcel of a Ponzi scheme? No, quite possibly. But what a lot of people may not realize about this car is that this car comes part and parcel with its own roads, its own highways. And as a matter of fact, this highway allows me to travel anywhere, all over the world, anywhere across oceans, seas, rivers, from state to state, from country to country, from continent to continent, okay, all the way around the world. Not only can this car use its own roads to travel anywhere across continents, seas, different legal jurisdictions, but I can actually use my car, right, to travel on my road and bypass all the toll roads. I can bypass all the tolls. I could take a toll road and still bypass the tolls. I can bypass the pay bridges, or I could go through the path that the pay bridges follow without paying any fees to those who built the bridges, to a government, to anybody else. So basically, this car allows me to travel almost for free, anywhere. In addition, Okay, this car has almost no fuel costs. So now I can drive without paying gas, without paying tolls, and I can go anywhere that I want in this car, right? As long as I use my roads, and my roads can go almost anywhere that there's a connected internet connection or an active internet connection. Now, right, in retrospect, let's revisit the first question. Is that car worth more than $20,000? Is that car worth $1 million? If I were to go and sell someone that car, would you think that I was participating in a Ponzi scheme or some type of scam or simply selling a bubblicious asset? Or do you think we're onto something? Remember, Bitcoin is a system. It's a currency and it's a digital transmission system. Bitcoin with a lowercase b is the digital currency. Bitcoin with the uppercase b is the digital transmission system, akin to the internet or the World Wide Web, that the currency travels along. Just food for thought. Okay, now let's take a look at the returns on these on Bitcoin. Here we have 3 months, 6 months, every year. Okay, and Bitcoin has pretty much been on the tear. Well, the next few videos will be very interesting. My subscribers will have a complete report on the risk-adjusted returns of Bitcoin, the risk-adjusted returns of Litecoin, and the next 3 or 4 most highly traded currencies. We're going to compare those to all the conventional currencies, or not all, sorry, the top 4 or 5 conventional currencies, primarily or namely the US dollar, the euro, the renminbi, the yen, and we're also going to put RPK, Ripple, in there as well, which is backed by Google Ventures. We're also going to start building financial products on top of these, and we're going to actually release these financial products for those who want to gain exposure to Bitcoin, Litecoin, or any of the other cryptocurrencies, or those who may want to hedge, or those who may want to speculate. And these currencies are going to be very, very interesting. They're going to be offered on a zero trust basis, which means you can go and enter into a deal with another party knowing you can't trust them, and the deal will still go according to contract. Interesting stuff. The stuff you can only do with programmable money, and the stuff that you can't do with dollars. Okay? Well, until next time, au revoir, and enjoy Boom Bust Blog, Reggie Middleton. Peace.